What up, you guys? So I got a little bit of time to spare right now, and I decided I'm gonna go ahead and make another video really quickly. This video is man, I'm sitting here in this parking lot and I just looked over to my right and there's a big tree stump. Or there's a big tree sitting right here, man, and it scared me half to death, man. I don't know why I didn't see that tree there, sitting there before. But anyway, let me just dive right into what I'm trying to say, man. I was about to make an Instagram post or an Instagram video, and I was trying to make it short enough to last for only a minute, but it didn't work out that way. And I'm glad, because I was going to say something that I had a feeling might offend someone. And so I have a better way of saying it now. You know, I kind of talked with, actually I had a conversation with my mom, and it kind of helped me put some things into perspective. And so I still feel the same way that I felt before, but this is a better way of me expressing how I feel. And so the way I feel, or what I want to say is this. You might have seen my last video, the last Talk With Me video, Determined to Win. And in that video, you know, I basically talk about not necessarily what has driven me, but I talk about the drive that I have to attain the things that I want to attain in life and accomplish the things that I want to accomplish in life. I just want to say that everybody has that ability. There's some people who may feel that they don't have that ability. They may feel that they may be angry, or they may feel discontent for someone who's doing great in life. But there's no need to feel that way. I felt that way before, man. I felt that I've gotten to a certain place in life, and then here's this person that's coming up behind me and they're getting ready to pass me up. I've definitely felt that way before, and I haven't felt a strong discontent for that person or anything like that, or I didn't feel like I hated that person, you know. And it wasn't really a strong feeling of, oh, I can't let this person pass me up. But it was just kind of like, man, this person is about to do better than me in life right now. You know what I'm saying? I have felt that way before, you know what I'm saying? So I can relate to the feeling of not necessarily wanting a person to have something nice, because I don't have that nice thing myself, you know what I'm saying? I can relate to that to a certain extent. For me, generally, I'm happy across the board. I'm happy when they're able to reach their goals and attain something great. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy for that person. You know, I'm trying to use this light for you guys to see me, but it's still, you guys can still barely see me. I apologize about that. But yeah, man, we all have gifts. It's like I said in the last video, we all have our talents, gifts, abilities, attributes, naturally, that we naturally have those things, right? We naturally have those attributes about ourselves. And then of course there's things that we can work on and improve upon. There's areas that we're weak and that we can improve upon. But the thing that is natural to you to do, like some people naturally have a very high IQ. There are some people who naturally have the brain of a mathematician, people who naturally have a knack for science, you know, naturally have a knack for biology, you know, people who become doctors, you know what I'm saying? They excel in that way. There are people who are natural born musicians. That's one of my gifts. I'm a natural born musician. I learned how to play the drums when I was 3 years old. I started playing the drums. I'm 34 years old. That's over 30 years of experience playing the drums, man. My parents told me that I used to bang on walls. I used to be just banging on walls like that, you know? So when I was 5 years old is when they got me a drum set. But when I was 3 years old is when I was able to be around a drum set and actually got on it and start banging on it, you know? And it made sense at 3 years old. It sounded like somebody knew what they was doing on the drums at 3 years old. Of course, it was something simple, but that's when I started playing the drums, 3 years old. My dad started playing the piano when he was 5 years old. And since he grew up playing the piano, he was a pianist. And when I was 11 years old, he had a keyboard and it was in my room. Actually it wasn't my room at the time, but it was like his office or whatnot. And so I went in there and started tinkering around with the keyboard, you know, just because being curious as a musician. I just started making little melodies and stuff like that. And my dad noticed that, this sounds pretty good. He's just creating melodies just out of his head, you know what I'm saying? So then he taught me 4 chords, 3 or 4 chords. After those 3 or 4 chords, he just said, just let me be creative and create whatever I wanted to create. And that's what got me to develop the sound that I have. And that's pretty dope, man. I gotta admit. And I'm very grateful that my dad didn't try to tell me exactly how to play. He just kind of just gave me a direction and said, here, take off with this, you know what I'm saying? The thing that's funny is a lot of the chords that I use and the sound that I have as a musician is very similar to my father's sound because I grew up listening to him play music, and his sound as a musician is very unique, you know what I'm saying? Of course, he was in his 20s and 30s, in the 70s and 80s, so of course, his sound is his sound is very similar to what you would have heard back in the 70s, you know what I'm saying? That was kind of I veered off way off on a tangent, but what I'm really trying to say is that we can use our gifts and ability. We all have our own natural gifts and abilities. I have my natural gifts and abilities, and I'm using those. I'm trying to maximize my potential for reaching my goals by using the natural gifts that I have. And everybody can do that. Every human being on this planet, people who don't have any disabilities or ailments, you know what I'm saying? Every single one of us have that ability to use whatever gifts or talent that we have to maximize our potential to accomplish something great or attain nice things that we want to attain in life. We all have the potential to do that, you know? So there's no reason to feel like this person is going to pass me up, you know what I'm saying, in their progression in life or in this particular way. No, you can have exactly that, what that person is going after, and you can have even more than what they're going after. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you, your belief that you can attain it, and your work ethic. How hard are you really willing to work to go after the things that you really want? If you're not really willing to work that hard, then you just have to come to the realization that I'm just not one of those people who want these really nice things. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. It's okay to be the person who just wants an easy going life, and I don't want to involve myself with too much because I don't want to be stressed out with having to deal with all these things. It's okay to feel that way. It's okay to have that philosophy about life. But it's also okay to want to go after everything that you can possibly go after. Reach every goal that you could possibly reach. You know what I'm saying? And want to believe in it and want to put in that work, all the work that it takes to attain those things or to accomplish those goals. You know what I'm saying? To that person, it's worth it, and they will put in the work. And that person can't look down upon the person who doesn't want to who doesn't want to put the work in. That's just their decision. That's their decision. They're deciding to have an going life, you know what I'm saying? Or they're deciding to live their life the way that they choose to live it. Also, the person who is living that life of not necessarily going after and working really hard and trying to go after these big things or accomplish these great goals, they also can't be mad at those people, the people who are trying to really go after it, man. Those people cannot be mad or envious of the fact that this person has this attitude that I'm going to get it all. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to attain everything that I can possibly attain. You know, you can't be mad at that, and you can't be envious of that because you have the exact same opportunity. You can't try to stop them from going after those things. And at the same time, that person who's going after all those things, they can't try to make you feel like you're bad because you don't want to go after all those things. If you don't want to go after all those things, you just don't want to. You have your philosophy of life and the way that you look at life, and it's okay. It's fine either way. Both sides cannot be critical of the other. Both sides need to understand and respect each other. So yeah, man, I don't know what else I could say to try to explain what I'm trying to say, but it's just that, man, as for me, just like I said, man, as for me, there are things that have happened in my life, you know what I'm saying, from growing up as a child all the way up to now. There's things that have happened in my life that have caused me, you know, all of it compiled together has caused me to want to attain as much as I possibly can, you know what I'm saying? And I just come to this realization not too long ago, you know, that I can't stay in the same position. I'm not going to stay stagnant anymore. For a long time in my life, in my adulthood, all the way up until maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, I stayed stagnant. You know what I'm saying? I didn't move forward in certain things, you know what I'm saying? And there are particular reasons why, but I won't go into that. I won't divulge that. But just like I said, it's everything compiled that has happened in my life that's caused me to feel the way that I feel. And so with that being said, man, I feel determined to reach for and go after as much as I possibly can and reach as many goals as I possibly can, as high as I possibly can here on earth, because I just come to that realization that, man, we only have one life, man. You know, and what I was trying to say before, I kind of cut myself off because I was thinking about so many other things, but I kind of cut myself off when I was saying that I'm 34 years old. And at this point, with me being the age that I am, I think that's a part of what's causing me to have this realization. You know what I'm saying? That another 30, 40, 50 years, and it's it, man. That's it with this life here on earth. You know what I'm saying? So you got to go after it. You have to go after it, man. That's the way I feel about it. And so with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up, man. Let's get it. Let's get it. We gonna do this, y'all. We are going to do this. We are going to attain all that we possibly can attain down here on earth. We're going to accomplish great things on earth while we are alive. Make sure that you like the video. Make sure that you also share the video. And so when you're liking the video, I noticed that some people are pressing the like button on in the particular app that I share YouTube with, like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Even though on Facebook nobody's really liking my posts, well, they're starting to like it now. And I do appreciate it. I do appreciate the people who do support me. So, and I do appreciate the people who have liked the video. You know, I'm making these videos for myself, but at the same time, I'm allowing you guys to get to know me, and I'm showing you as much of the real me as I possibly can. With that being said, with you guys getting to know me, you guys will come to understand that I know I've been talking you guys' head off a lot. I'm gonna try to make these videos a little bit shorter because I know that I know that it might be kind of hard to still want to pay attention after so long, after the videos being so long. It might get kind of boring after a while, but yeah, so make sure that you leave a like on the actual YouTube app, not in Facebook. I do appreciate the likes in Facebook, and I appreciate the likes in Instagram and on Twitter, but I would appreciate the likes on the actual YouTube app, on my actual YouTube video. I would like that even more, and I would appreciate that so much more, you know. Also, make sure that you share the video and also subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys stop eating all them hamburgers, just like I need to stop eating all them hamburgers myself. And also, when you feel like giving up, remember, you only have one life here on earth. Spend it all, man. We might as well go after and reach every goal that we can possibly reach. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. All right, peace.